This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja.
The time is 12 o'clock.
Time for news on the hour.
A very good afternoon and welcome to Citizen FM News at noon. I am Muna Aka. President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday morning returned to Abuja after participation in the 77th section of the high-level meetings of the UN General Assembly in New York, United States. The presidential jet conveying the president and other members of the entourage landed at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at about 6:25 a.m. While in New York, President Buhari participated in no fewer than 12 high-level events, including bilateral meetings. Buhari attended the opening of Transforming Education Summit on September 19th ahead of the general debate and attended Leaders Roundtable segment of the summit where he delivered Nigeria's statement. The Nigerian leader was also the first speaker on Wednesday to deliver Nigeria's statement on the world leaders, assuring them of leaving lasting legacies and restated commitment to constitutional term. The federal government has ordered vice chancellors and universities to reopen schools and to allow students resume lectures. This is contained in a letter signed by the executive secretary of the commission, Prof. Abubakar Rashid, in Abuja on Monday. The letter was addressed to all vice chancellors, pro-chancellors and chairmen of governing councils of federal universities called on them to reopen the universities. Recall that ASU had embarked on strikes since February 14th to press home the demand for improved funding for universities, a review of salaries for lecturers, among other issues. Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Ms. Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, says 500,000 Nigerians are awaiting repatriation in 3 countries. Suleiman Ibrahim said the refugees would be repatriated from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. According to her, there's a presidential committee on repatriation in the Northeast, and the committee is to complement the technical working group on repatriation, which is chaired by the commission. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Baba, says the police leadership is committed to sustaining the fight against oil theft and other crimes capable of sabotaging the country's economy. He explained that the police would continuously develop an improved capacity of officers through practical training and acquiring top-notch investigative and operational assets to ensure the menace was reduced to the barest minimum. A statement on Sunday by the first public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, revealed that the police chief made the remarks while briefing a probe panel comprising members of the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Oil Lifting, Theft and the Impact on Petroleum Production and Oil Revenues via a report on the activists of the IGP Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering. Fresh licenses and permits have been issued to 37 companies to produce a total of 762.3 megawatts of electricity in order to boost power supply across the country. Data obtained from the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission showed an analysis of the Commission's latest fourth quarter 2021 report also indicated that the metering of power users dropped by 71.86% when compared to the number of those who were metered by power distribution companies in the preceding quarter. And in new report, the NERC said the commission approved the insurance of 4 new generation licenses with a total nameplate capacity of 508.5 MW and the renewal of 2 existing licenses in 2021/Q4. On metering, it stated that the huge metering gap for end-use customers was still a key challenge in the industry. The Northern Elders Forum has said it will subject presidential candidates of various political parties seeking the votes of the North to rigorous process until they are convinced about who has the capacity to fix the country. Baba Ahmed lamented that the Northern Elders made a terrible mistake in 2015 where they charged the people to cede their block votes to the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, without requesting his blueprint. He said the forum will subject all candidates, including Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, through a rigorous process, and they had better be willing because, believe me, we carry the responsibility on our shoulders to advise people in the North where to go. And in the foreign news, Russian authorities has detained more than 700 people at protests against the partial mobilization ordered by President Vladimir Putin this week, according to an independent monitoring group. Police monitoring group counted at least 726 people detained in 32 cities across Russia, nearly half of them in Moscow, at rallies following the partial mobilization designed to bolster Russia's operation in Ukraine. There was a large police presence in the central area of Christi Prudy in Moscow, and AFP journalists witnessed. United States National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the U.S. would respond decisively to any Russian use of nuclear weapons against Ukraine. Sullivan said the United States has spelled out to Moscow the catastrophic consequences it would face. Its remarks represented the latest American warning following the tinily veiled nuclear threat made by Vladimir Putin last Wednesday in a speech in which the Russian president also announced his country's first wartime military mobilization since World War II. And on to the sports scene. The Interclub Organizing Committee of the Confederation of African Football has disqualified Volcan Club, the Moroni, from the ongoing 2022/2023 CAF Champions Leagues. The club from Comoros were disqualified after they failed to arrive and honor their Champions League's first preliminary round fixture. They were to play against host La Passe FC of Seychelles. After the conclusion of the preliminary first-round matches, their case was brought before the committee, which went on to apply the competition's regulations. Novak Djokovic says he was bothered by a wrist problem during the Lava Cup in London, and his lengthy absence from the tour recently could be the reason. The 3-day tournament in London's O2 Arena was Djokovic's first event since the Serb won his 21st Grand Slam singles title at Wimbledon in early July. The 35-year-old had missed the North American hard-court swing and the U.S. Open due to not being vaccinated against COVID-19. But he produced a dazzling performance on his return to the tour on Saturday by winning his singles and double matches. And that's the Citizen FM news at noon as edited by Lawrence Umaiti. To listen to us online, please visit citizenfm.ng. And I am Muna Aka. Up next is Olenle. To stay with us.
Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem, and my joy is your joy. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams.